can't unify. And then he moved up. Listen, me, personally, if it would have been me, just me, this is just me, I would have never fought. Spence should have never given him that credit. You know why? Because Spence fought too hard for them belts.
Yes, he did.
Okay?
Yes, he did.
And he came up with one belt.
Is it funny when they hate on Terrence Crawford, the first thing that come out their mouth is the amateurs? Angel Garcia, once again, hates on Terrence Crawford, says he's not a killer, he's not all that, and his son beat him in the amateurs. The same thing with Eugenio Ugas. I beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs. But none of these guys want to smoke in the pros. Angel Garcia claims that Danny Garcia did not duck Terrence Crawford in the pros, but he was offered $3 million to fight Terrence Crawford at 147, which Danny Garcia has never been a champion at, and he turned down $3 million and a chance to be the WBO champion. If Crawford is not all that like these guys claim, why did they take the chance to fight him in the pros? Ugas had a chance to fight him. Danny Garcia had a chance to fight him. They both turned down the offers. It was so easy. He's not all that. Why didn't they make that happen? Angel Garcia is mad because his son is not Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is a two-time undisputed champion, elite at 140 and 147. Danny Garcia was good at 140, but he's never been an elite at 147. They both fought Jose Benavidez Jr. What happened? Danny Garcia won an ugly decision. Terrence Crawford knocked him out. They both fought Sean Porter. Danny Garcia lost to Sean Porter. Terrence Crawford stopped Sean Porter. They both fought Errol Spence. Now, Errol Spence was coming back from an accident. Errol Spence was 70%. He said himself, I could beat Danny Garcia at 70%, and he dominated Danny Garcia. When Errol Spence fought Terrence Crawford, he was 4 years removed from the accident. And Terrence Crawford did a demolition job on him, stopping Spence in 9 rounds. Those are 3 opponents I could think of they had in common, and the results were completely different. One's at a high level, one is so-so. So when Angel Garcia mentions, I wouldn't give Terrence Crawford credit for beating Errol Spence because he came to the party with one belt. Well, it wasn't like he wasn't trying to get in unification matches. The politics of boxing, aka the PBC, blackballed Terrence Crawford. They did not want to let him in. So I do not blame Angel Garcia holding on to that amateur win against Terrence Crawford. Because in the pros, every time his son steps up, especially at 147, he just didn't measure up.
After the Bivol fight, honestly, we were expecting for Canelo to say, you know what, hey, as a Mexican that I am, you know what, let's run it back. You know, let's do it again and prove to the people, you know, that I can beat this guy. But he never did. What he did, he went around and cut corners. He avoided, and up to this day, he keeps avoiding Dimitri Bivol. Well, it's understandable, right? He knows he can't beat him. At 68 or at 75, he will not beat Dimitri Bivol. So
that was Joel Diaz, the trainer for Dimitri Bivol. Let's talk about what he said about the Benavidez-Canelo fight first. Now, he says at first he had Canelo beating David Benavidez, but how David Benavidez has been looking, it's a 50-50 fight. And when everybody breaks this fight down between Benavidez and Canelo, the ones that are siding with Benavidez, they point to the Ryder fight. Joel Diaz believes that Canelo should have stopped Ryder between 6 to 7 rounds, and it seems like he's in the same boat as the other Canelo detractors believe that Canelo's power is dissolving. It is gone. He doesn't have the same pop that he usually had. And when you look on the other side of the coin, they believe David Benavidez is not the same fighter. He's gotten better fundamentally wise, and his gas tank is limitless, which that can present Canelo with problems. And not to mention, he has relentless pressure. And not to mention his size, David Benavidez is basically a cruiserweight. I don't think Canelo's avoided either one of these guys. I think it's not about the size, it's about styles. I think Dimitri Bivol's style is more difficult than Benavidez' style. I think Benavidez is tailor-made for Canelo. He's a first-class counterpuncher. Even though Benavidez has improved and he's a pressure fighter, I still see some openings that Canelo can exploit. Dimitri Bivol controls distance better than Benavidez. I think definitely Bivol is a more difficult matchup stylistically for Canelo. But Canelo has said he wants that rematch. He says that loss to Dimitri Bivol still hurts him because he wasn't 100% going into that fight. So I don't think Canelo was avoiding Dimitri Bivol. Probably negotiations broke down or something like that. But I do not think he was avoiding him, and I think he does want the rematch. I mean, Diaz is Dimitri Bivol's trainer. What else is he going to say? Anyway, leave your thoughts or comments below. Let me know what you think about Angel Garcia's comments. Also, Joel Diaz's comments. Jay Beasy, I'm gone.